Didn't number 2. And then check
Oh, Lensman. Oh, medicine. Yes. Then, Tomaman, Masabatane.
Alpha again.
Number 2, man. Okay, sure. Hello. Hello.
Yes.
Yeah, get a commentate. Are we running? Okay. Yeah, go. Na emoting mo Simpson. Okay, irgi la pa process ina. Mare emoting rin no in butter Simpson. Sure. Explosive batters, early on in the powerplay to make maximum use of
She's one of the most aggressive Titans lineup, and the Titans will love to use the power play with their scoring early on.
This is an excellent line from Masabata class. No runs yet off the bat.
Yeah, she's an experienced player, is Masabata class, a Protea player, and you can see by her setting the tone early on, not allowing the DLP Lions batter to get off the mark so easy. I mean, this is a good over already. Let's see if she will be able to finish it off nicely here.
Beats the outside edge on that occasion. Holding some wonderful pressure in this first over is Masabata class.
Yeah, again, and it's a good length. It's that length where the batter don't know whether to come forward or go back. It's a good length, testing length, very difficult to get away early on. And she's got a slip waiting for that opportunity to take a catch.
Lovely shot there, but no run once again. Yes, just the fine leg and the third man out on that occasion, but a fantastic start by the Fidelity Titans. A maiden over.
Yeah, it's a good start by Masabata class. We spoke about her being one of the experienced bowlers in the Titan side, and she has done that. She has set the tone. Let's see if the coming bowlers will be able to follow what she has done already, which is a good start for the Titans.
And it looks like it is prior to continue the bowling from the southern end. And agreed, Takalani, there is, correction there, it is Kaylee Tapp who will be sharing the new ball with Masabata class. And definitely great point there, Takalani. You've got to back up a maiden over. That's just guided down to third man, and it will beat the fielder. Runs away for 4, and that's a fantastic sight for DP World Lions to get a boundary in the first ball of the second over, considering that the first over had been a maiden.
Yeah, it was not a particularly bad delivery from Kaylee Tapp, but it was played so well that it beat the third man boundary there for 4 runs, and that's a beautiful start for the Titans in the second over. You have to put the bowler under pressure early on in the over, and they did that exactly.
This time worked through the leg side, and this looks like it should race away for 4. Or not, it just hauled in close to the boundary line. That will be 3 runs. And you could say just a little bit of overcorrection. The one delivery being outside the off stumping, being guided down for 4. An interesting observation there would be that the slip was out for Tapp, but in for Masabata class in the first over.
And Kaylee Tapp is one of Titans' good bowlers, but she hasn't started so well already.
Just defended straight down the ground by Sunat Fulyunlo. No run on that occasion. Yes, fantastic start for the DP World Lions in this over. 7 of the first 3 deliveries. Lovely shot. And it races away straight.
Yeah, we spoke about Sunat Fulyunlo being aggressive, and she has shown that third delivery of Kaylee Tapp, and she plays it well, straight drive down the ground, and it rolled to the boundary for 4. This is a good start on the second over by the Lions here. Sunat Fulyunlo, the experience better, putting her tip in good position already in the second over of this innings.
Yes, we had spoken about backing up that first over. Unfortunately, Tapp has been unable to do so. Hasn't bowled badly. I just think that the batters have played some wonderful shots. And a forward defensive in stark contrast to what we've seen in the first 4 balls of this over.
Yeah, I mean, this is good cricket from Fulyunlo. She have put Kaylee Tapp already under pressure in the first 3 deliveries of the over. And if it's a good delivery, she just have to respect that one, place it down the ground for no run. No harm needed. She's done the business already.
Guided into the cover region, but no run there. And the end of the second over. The score is 11 without loss. And having seen a maiden being bowled the first over, I do think it is great for the DP World Lions that they've recovered the second over by scoring a large 11.
Yeah, you'll have to think maybe in the first over they were trying to respect Masabata class a bit too much, maybe trying to understand what the pitch is doing. And maybe they've seen that there is no demons in this pitch. The ball is coming onto the bat nicely, and now it's an opportunity for them to score some runs. And Sunat Fulyunlo, being an experienced batter, she did that exactly.
No run there. Masabata class continuing a great work. Good line, good length. Not giving the batters much room to work with.
Yeah, I mean, Masabata class is a quality bowler. She's been there. She have done it all over the years, and it's not a surprise that in her first over she bowled a maiden.
Once again, just played out into the field. We've got a third man and a fine leg out. Standard ring field, as these are it's still the power play. And yes, it seems to be sort of a non-aggression pact when Masabata class is bowling. This one strikes the pad and the finger goes up. That pressure telling in the end. Nice straight line, and the ball finds the pad. Umpire raises the finger.
Yeah, we spoke about the quality of Masabata class. She showed it in the first over with the maiden, and then now already third delivery of the over, she managed to get an LBW. Madison Landsman lost her wicket, and once again, this is a good start from Masabata class. It's a good start for the Titans. The Lions have lost their first wicket.
Yes, it's been an innings of contrast so far. We've had the maiden over, we've then had the 11-run over to follow, very expensive, and now we've had a wicket and no runs in this third one.
Yeah, that's what T20 brought to you, isn't it? I mean, it's an eventful 3 of us already of the match. We saw maiden over, we saw some carnage from the 2 Lions batters in the second over, but once again, Masabata class managed to pick up the first wicket.
Yes, as we see Nonkululeko Tabete make her way to the crease and is currently taking guard.
Yeah, she was opening the batting yesterday during the 50-over match with Palesa Mapoho for the Lions, and today she's coming at number 3.
Guided away, and that will beat the fine leg fielder for 4. What a wonderful start from Nonkululeko Tabete.
Yeah, a bit of a freebie there from Masabata class. We spoke about their quality, but this time around, she bowled a little bit on the leg stump, and just Tabete just guides it bit fine leg for a beautiful boundary, and she got off the mark with the boundary, and that's a good start from Nonkululeko Tabete.
Most definitely, and it's against the very economical and dangerous class. Very, very unexpected first ball. Just pushed into the covers, no run on that occasion.
Yeah, it was nice to see Nonkululeko Tabete solidly behind that delivery. It was a bit of a back of a length delivery. She hasn't bowled that kind of a delivery in her first over, and maybe the beginning of her second over. We didn't see any back of a leg delivery, but this time around, she wanted to come back maybe after conceding a boundary.
That one left alone outside the off stump. I just think maybe when the going is good, a bowler will tend to look for wickets rather than containment. Might explain why that one was a little too straight. That could work two way through the leg side for 4. As the third over comes to an end, we are standing at a score 15 for 1. DP World Lions having been put into bat this morning in conditions, Takalani, which I think should get better for batting as the sun breaks down on this pitch, removing any moisture that might have been there. Kaylee Tap continuing, that one there beating the outside edge.
Yeah, it was a good take there by the wicket keeper, Simone Lawrence, playing in for Tibogo Macheke, who's with the South African imaging side that will be touring Zimbabwe very soon.
Worked away wonderfully for a single. Good to see some strike rotation as much as the field restrictions are in play. If batters do hit the gap, there are singles to be had. And as you mentioned, that emerging tour to Zimbabwe, as much as these two teams will miss the likes of Jenna Evans for Lions and Elias Marie Marks for Titans, it will create an opportunity for those who've stepped into the 11. Play miss once again outside the off stump.
Yeah,
Nice.
I mean, going back to Kaylee Tapp's first over, I was actually surprised that she went for so many runs. She's a very good bowler and she varies her pace nicely. She's got the ability to bowl what we call a heavy ball, and you can see already by this over that she's able to come back so strongly.
Just defended once again to Madon. So it's a good comeback from Kaylee Tapp. Just giving so far the single in the over. And I think it backs up the fall of the wicket. I think it's important whenever wicket falls that the team that's bowling needs to build pressure. Defended once again.
Yeah, and I think it's important to also maintain that discipline, even after you went for few runs in the previous over. You don't have to try to do too much, maybe to try and overcompensate. You still have to stick to the basics. I think she's one of those bowlers who are line and length bowler, and if she can stick to that, the wickets will definitely come.
Worked away for a single through the leg side. That's excellent running. Yes, agreed, Takalani. You've got to stick to your processes. Stick to the basics which have served you so well over the years. And more often than not, they tend to yield results. As the fourth over comes to an end, the score is 17 for 1. And having looked at proceedings so far in this first 4 overs, what do you think a good score looks like? What do you think would make DP World Lions happy?
Yeah, I think anything in a region of around 140 in this pitch, you will think it's a very good score.
Has they taken the edge? Yes, it has. The finger's gone up. And a second goes down as Nonkululeko Tabete is walking back. Wonderful bowling from Masebata class and wonderful captaincy to keep the informed bowler on for a third over.
Yeah, once again, Masabata class showing her quality, showing her experience. This time around, Nonkululeko Tabete lose their first wicket, and the Lions are 17 for 2 after 4.2 overs. It's a good start here by the Titans today.
Most definitely, apart from that expensive second over, it's been a very disciplined bowling display, as we had mentioned earlier. And we see the wonderfully talented Sinalo Jafta walking out, the Lions wicketkeeper. He has vast international experience as well, having represented the South African women's side. Played 30 odd international T20 matches, so she'll have to bring all of that experience to play with proceedings as they stand 17 for 2.
Yeah, we spoke about that 140, and if the Lions will continue to lose wickets at regular intervals like they are doing now, it will be very, very difficult to be able to reach that 140. But you spoke about Sanele Jafta, Felyun, the two experienced batters for the Lions.
Nicely played, bit of indecision, but that has beaten the inner ring and will result in just one.
I think they should have done better there. I know they said never run on a misfield, but there was an opportunity there to take 2 runs. You have to take runs whenever they are presented to you, because I think it's going to be very difficult for the Lions if they continue to lose wickets. Any opportunity, they have to take it.
I suppose the other side of the coin would be don't lose a wicket to a run out.
Yeah.
So maybe rather play it safe at this stage. Maybe get a little bit of a partnership going before looking to test the fielders too much. Guided nicely once again. That looks as though it should be the fielder to the boundary. That's a wonderful shot, just opening the face was Sunat Low, and finding the boundary on that occasion, very welcome boundary and a very rare boundary of the bowling of Masibata class.
Yeah, she managed to beat the fielder there at point, and the ball goes away to the boundary. It was just a copy and pasting of the previous shot, really. But on the previous one, she only take one. This time around, she managed to get full value of her shot.
Struck firmly, but straight to the cover fielders. No run on that occasion. Yes, I suppose a player as explosive as Sunat Low is not one that can be kept quiet for too long.
Yeah, definitely. She will look to be explosive, put the bowlers under pressure, put Robin Sill, the skipper of the Titans, under pressure, and look for that 140, 150 runs on the board. And when you've got runs on the board, at least you have done the job already for your side. Look for your bowlers to try and make it difficult for the Titans when they're coming to bat later on.
We've just seen a substitute fielder come on. Hopefully not any discomfort or injury bringing on that change in fielder or the bringing on of the substitute. And we have class steaming in once again. And for defensive speaking to once again the good line and length that we've seen from Masibata class. As the fifth over comes to an end, the score stands at 22 for 2.
Yeah, that's the end of the over, and we'll have a commentary change. And our own David Midgley will be joining us, and Pavin will be leaving our commentary desk.
Absolutely resplendent day for women's T20 cricket. Bit of drama early on here as the Titans are putting pressure on the DP World Lions. Continuing with this bowling pairing. Surprising that she didn't take Masibata class off and keep her for later on. Nevertheless, tap continues. Bit of a waft there from Sinalo Jafta. Coming into this line side. Remember, she was not part of this group in the previous season, so really wanting to make her home here within this DP World line side. Just trying to guide that down to the third man fielder. Umpire Philip Vosloo has been much busier than his partner Ryan Hendricks at the southern end. Everything going the way of the man at the northern end, who's at square leg at the moment. Bit of a change in the field here. Square leg is being dispensed with, and they're going to bring a slip in place. Ask third to go in between that it's almost a gully, Takalani.
Yeah.
Wafted, and that's gone exactly where a slip would have been, down to the third, and that'll just be the one.
Yeah, again, Kaylee Tapp continuing with the good bowling that we've seen from her partner Masabata class in the first 5 overs of this innings. And we saw the wicket keeper Sinalo Jafta. I think she loves that little bit of a guide through third man for a one or for a boundary. This time around, she just get one.
A meaningful defense there from Fulyun Low. There's a change in the field prior to that delivery. Long on going out, and deep mid wicket as well. Third coming into the ring. So a far less attacking fielding to the positive cricketer that is Sunat Fulyun Low. a javelin thrower, not unlike Fani de Villiers,
Yeah.
if you can cast your mind back. Immediately she set off. There was a bit of a fumble there at the short third man position, but managed to recover in the end.
Yeah, that was good running between Jafta and Felyunlo. Me and Pavin were talking about an opportunity to rotate the strike where possible. We know it's a T20 game. Everybody's looking for boundaries. But an opportunity like this to score a 1 or a 2, you just have to take it to put the bowlers under pressure.
A little bit of outswing, but that last one is given not out, says umpire Ryan Hendricks. Signals that it came off the bat first. So, end of 6 and a power play done. What do you make of the first 6 overs, Takalani? Right decision to bowl first?
Yeah, right decision to bowl first. They've got 2 wickets already, and the Lions are just 24 runs ahead. And you can say it's a good start, good decision by Robin Sell.
Yeah, after that expensive second over, you might have thought that the Lions were certainly going to put their foot on the gas, but the Titans women have done well just to keep these 2 batters quiet, and in particular Sunette Viljoen-Louw, who loves to free her arms a bit and really get going. She's certainly a busier cricketer than her teammates, likes to keep things moving. Change in the field as always for Viljoen-Louw, long on in place and a car corner out there, and nobody behind the bat out, everybody in the ring. There's a short 45 and packed covers field, so there's a huge gap here if she just has a controlled edge. But there'll be a change in the bowling, some spin for the Titans ladies, and it looks like Searle, the skipper, will be making her way back on shortly. Got a bit of an injured thumb, it looked like. Oh, that's beaten the keeper there, perhaps signalled as byes, or it's come off the bat rather, so that'll be runs. Maybe a bit of a bunt edge there. Now looking to bring the long off into the ring for Jafta. Very full delivery, a full toss, and Jafta just comes down the wicket just to knock this out to the cover sweeper there.
Yeah, Jafta there was looking for maybe a boundary with that kind of a shot, but she didn't time it well, and they could only take a single.
Much better length this time, and that's guided out to that sweeper. Obviously, with the conclusion of the power play, the field will spread a little bit. It's a good bit of cricketing awareness there from Jafta, and they're going to get overthrows here. This is a really simple error that they need to fix, but as you can possibly hear, there's applause from the Lions teammates. Just their cricketing awareness, put them under pressure, and the runs will come from it.
Yeah, good running there from Viljoen-Louw and Jafta.
Trying to guide that down is Jafta, and she's been given out. Tried to just give it a faint little tickle. Huge shout from behind the stumps from Simone Lawrence. And once again, it is the busy man himself. Philip Vosloo raises the finger aloft, and that's the third Lions wicket down, and they're in all sorts of trouble.
Yeah, once again, good bowling, Paulina Mashishi. Once again, continuing where the 2 opening bowlers left, Klaas and Tapp. They bowled well early on, and then she just picked up the 3rd wicket for the Titans. That one of Jafta lost her wicket for just 5 runs. And again, David, what the Titans have done well in this inning so far is to try and make sure that Sunette Viljoen-Louw get limited strike as much as possible.
Sarah Barber coming to the wicket for the GP World Lions. The Fidelity Titans have really just come into this game and said, well, we've struggled for form in this competition, and now we're going to turn that around. A win in their last fixture, as you mentioned to me before the broadcast got underway. And is this the tide turning for this Fidelity Titans side?
Yeah, they have to turn things around. Paulina Mashishi, I remember against the Dolphin in a 50-over match, she was bowling well, where she managed to pick 5 wickets for her side. And what she does well,
Yeah, it's just a waft at it. Barber, no real pace on the shot, trying to slash it away through the cover region, maybe in front of point, and a good catch in the end to complete the wicket. But the Lions have got to ask the question, when you are that far behind in terms of the game's momentum, why the thrash outside? Why not just dot it down into the gap and take a single? That's the end of Barber. She's gone for a duck, and Mashishi will be on a hat-trick to start the new over.
yeah, Paulina Mashishi, David, what she does well is the variation of her pace. She's not a big 10 of a cricket ball, but what she does well is that she managed to bowl variations in terms of her pace. And I think on that wicket, that's exactly what she does. She managed to deceive Dada to go early on that shot, and then she managed to lose her wicket.
Yeah, Raisibe and Tozake, the new batter, to the wicket. So the Fidelity Titans women on a hat-trick as a team, but Mashishi will have the opportunity to claim her hat-trick, as Searle is back on the park as well. Long on, long off is the intended fielding positions, as well as deep square and the cow corner out there. So we'll continue with spin from both ends. We'll just have to see what the plans here are for the Lions. Short and pulled away. There is cover out there at deep backward square, so they'll just get the one. But you've got to think that where the game is at the moment, Takalani, that it has to be Fulyunlo who's really got to look to farm the strike. She can't get a single and sit at the other end with Ntozake expected to score all the runs. Kandi Jafta in again. She really gets through her action, does Kandi Jafta. Almost Bjorn Fortuin-esque, if you would think in that direction.
And what the Titans' two spinners, Gandhi Jafta and Mashishi, does well often is to get through their over so quickly.
Try to come down the wicket and just bunt it onto the onside, did Fulyunlo. Not quite getting the timing right there, as it just stuck in the wicket. I think that's why Robin Searle's gone to her spinners. She's seeing that the ball not really coming onto the bat, and that's why she's had faith in her spinners to get the job done. Two contrasting spinners, because Gandhi really looks to hammer it into the wicket, where Mashishi tries to offer some flight. And so with the difference in actions, it allows you to extract the most out of this surface. Short and pulled away. There's protection out there in it deep. And they'll just get one for it.
Yeah, Sunet Fulyunlo have to do something here. If the Lions want to reach that 140 mark we spoke about earlier on, she's the one who have to take most of the strike.
It's good defense. It's the expected shot as they conclude that over. It's expected shot because, you know, Ntozake has just come to the wicket. She's not really had an opportunity to look around and see what the surface is offering. It is going to get easier to bat on, as you said, as the day goes on, but presumably over only for the Titans when they come out with Willow in hand. Mashishi now on a hat-trick, so you would be remiss if you thought that she wouldn't desperately want it. Surprised there's not a more attacking field. I know that it is Fulyunlo on strike, but just for the hat-trick delivery, get a slip in there, get a catching cover, maybe somebody under the helmet at forward short leg. flighted delivery, and this is just knocked down the ground, and they'll get one to long on.
Yeah, and that one was a bit quicker, like normal Mashishi delivery. And that's the variation we have been talking about. She's able to bowl different kinds of deliveries in different situations. And she did exactly that in her first delivery of this over.
No run available there. The surprise for me in terms of form is that if we look at the table of where both of these teams are, top edge, and that'll go behind square, it'll race away to the boundary, just reaching for that one, and it's a glorious sweep shot, and it's a very welcome boundary for the DP World Lions.
Yeah, very welcome boundary indeed. We spoke about the scoring rate, and the Lions have to try now from here and try to score as quick as possible. They've lost 4 wickets already, and the 2 spinners of the Titans are bowling well, Gandhi Jafta, Paulina Mashishi. If an opportunity comes to score a boundary, a poor delivery, they have to try and get some boundaries.
Yeah, they've got to look to move this score along. Just coming back to my point, the Lions before this, Takalani, had only lost that one game, that against the Western Province ladies at the... Down the wicket she comes, up and over, and that'll race away to the boundary. 1 bounce for glorious stroke for 4.
Yeah, what a shot. She used her feet on that time, managed to hit it well over long on boundary for a beautiful 4 for her side. Now the Lions are starting to score runs at a quick rate here, David.
Yeah, they certainly don't want to hear the form shifting in this encounter. They really want to make sure that they reverse the ebb and flow of this game. Defended once again. There was a quick change before the end of that over. Square leg went out, so hopefully looking to stem the tide, but very different in terms of those Paulina Mashishi overs. It was great delight for the Fidelity Titans, and then a bit of worrying looks between captain and spinner, as that one was really expensive. Gone for 9, and 14 for 2 is, or 2 for 14 is her return thus far. Still a positive one, and at the end of 9, it's 41 for 4. Gandhi to continue from the south end. Short and hammered. No chance for the deep backward square fielder to cut that one off. Just muscled by Sunette Fulyunlo. Glorious shot.
Yeah, what a shot. A bit of a drag down there from Gandhi Jafta, and Fulyunlo was so quick onto that one. Kind of, she anticipated that kind of a delivery, and she just plays it onto the square leg boundary for a boundary.
Again, down the wicket is the utilization for both of these batters. We saw it in the previous over, once again making an appearance. You imagine, because of the ball not coming onto the bat, Takalani, that they just want to get bat on ball and create the pace for them to negate what flight there is. Stand and deliver, up and over the cover fielder. Lovely stroke. She just stood there and threw the bat at it. And that is another boundary for the DP World Lions. And Tozake has come to the crease and is on a flyer. 9 from 7, rather 13 from 8. And putting Jafta under pressure here. 9 from the over thus far, as it brings up the Lions 50 runs.
Yeah, good partnership developing between Fulyunlo and Refilwe Ntozake here for the Lions.
Raisibe and Tozake just defending that one. Immediately set off. There's a shy at the non-striker's end, and perhaps a little bit further than anybody should be worried about. But
Yeah.
Still an expensive one from Jafta so far. Down the wicket, hammered, bisecting the 2 fielders, and another boundary, and the Lions support is much more vocal than it was just a few overs ago.
Yeah, what a shot there by Felyunlo, straight down the ground for a 4. And the Lions are on the charge here, scoring runs now at a rapid rate. We spoke about this earlier on. And at the end of the 10th over, they are now picking up the runs so nicely.
Yeah, 55 for 4. There's a long way to go in this game because there is so much cricket that has been played in the brief time that we've been with you this morning. Short and on the one knee is Ntozake to sweep this. They think about a second, but decline. I'm joined once again by Pavan, and he'll lead us through to the 15th over. Pavan, what did you make of the time that you've been off air?
Thanks, David. I think it's by and large been a Fidelity Titans show because near half of the Lions batting lineup is out already in the first 10. Because that one is pushed into the covers. No single there, definitely not. I thought Titans would be the happier of the two sides, albeit that the last couple of overs have yielded a few runs for Lions. Guided into the leg side. Overall, yes, I think Titans the happier of the two. The spinners have backed up the efforts of the pace bowlers early. As that one is hoiked away to the leg side, and it will beat the fielder. Another boundary. So I think David, it speaks to needing to keep pressure on. So as much as wickets have been taken, Titans can ill afford a big partnership or a rapid partnership building here.
Yeah, the strike rate is going to be crucial for these two. They don't have that much time left in this game. 9 overs remaining in this innings. Got to look to accelerate. Lovely shot, that one.
Yes, Sunat Felyunlo is served as the anchor of this innings. And as much as batters have fallen around her, she's just continued on her way. Nicely bowled, not giving room on that occasion. And we have a change, or the end of the over. He takes the score to 61 for 4 in 11. And David, just an update from the men's 50 over World Cup. Australia won the toss and chose to field first.
Yeah, I think that Australia side, it is blue and yellow here at the T20 University of Technology Oval, but I do think it is going to be all blue in that men's Cricket World Cup final. They've just been dominant, bullish, have the Indians in front of their home crowd. But I suppose if there's ever a game to lose, you would want, as an Australian fan, for it to be today. Change of bowling from the south end. Leg spin is now offered, so plenty of options here for Robin Searle to see how she's going to turn this game around, quite literally, and it will be through the hands of the leg spinner. Hopefully she can get a wicket here quite early on.
Lots of loop. They're a little bit too much flight on that occasion, but fortunate not to be punished. Should look to land it a little shorter. Smashed away through the leg side, and there will be a boundary. Too much flight from loose. I think that is, David, the danger with the leg spinner. There can be some deliveries dragged down, but on the other end there can be full tosses. Yeah. And we've seen a couple of very high full tosses. This one being punished.
Yeah, you just got to make sure you use the surface. Nearly a full toss once again. That one dying. A little bit of a late decision there from Felyunlo to come down the wicket. And perhaps wanting to see if the wicketkeeper's sharp enough to take the stumping if it can present.
Oh, that's looks like a double bouncer, very, very short, and umpire's arm comes out. That will be a free hit. I think
Trying to compensate really for the 2 full deliveries. Well, that's the best result you could ask for as a leg spinner or any bowler who has to bowl a free hit.
definitely no punishment for that free hit.
St. Louis under pressure here.
As it's hit down to that long off fielder. I think, as you can see, a bit of a mixed bag. So full tosses and then that no ball being dragged down. Really needs to find just the right length. As that goes over the top, but once again, just a single.
Yeah, it's something that she's really wanted to improve upon, has St. Louis, in her time as South Africa's captain. She's done well on occasion, but as you saw in that previous over, if you get it wrong, yeah, you will certainly be punished. So, end of 12, and it is 68 for 4.
David, I just sense a change in momentum. These last 2 or 3 overs from the spinners after those couple of wickets fell have been rather expensive. I think Titans do need to be wary that they are bowling to the table toppers in this tournament. So DP World Lions will not go down quietly. They've got to return to the wonderful lines, lengths and disciplines that they had applied earlier on.
And also being mindful of doing what they had done earlier in this game, as we have a change of bowling as well. There's a shot for LBW. Umpire Philip Forstler not interested, because they did well when they starved Sunetful Yunlo of the strike, because she is the leading run scorer in this competition thus far. 135 runs coming into this encounter, with another 34 to her name, so 169 up to this point. This one is pitched up.
It's a lovely shot drilled down the ground, but once again a single. We've seen a couple of lofted shots, but just chipped for singles. Singles obviously being the stealthy mode of growing a total.
Well, her next competitor in terms of runs in this competition is her teammate Kirsty Thompson, who's 127, so 169. She's well ahead of her nearest competitor for the title. And there's the 170th run for her in this competition. I thought about 2.
And even with 4 down, you would think that Sunetful Yunlo's wicket is very crucial for Titans at this stage. I think she is very much holding this Lions innings together as Maswanga continues. Just defended back to the bowler. No run on that occasion. This over is a little bit more of a recovery. I think there needs to be a break in that expensive momentum that we've seen from the Titans spinners in the last 3 or 4 overs. Again, just guided into covers and a quick single. Wonderful running on that occasion.
Josephine Masangwane under a little bit of pressure, but she's done well in this over. Kept these 2 quiet after quite a bludgeoning for the spinners after they started so well. So this is good for Robin Searle. Nearly decapitated the umpire.
Firm shot and some good fielding there from between long on and longer fielders, preventing that ball from bisecting, and just 2 on that occasion. Good fielding to back up what has been a rather strong over for Titans. Just the 5 being conceded. Never easy, or 4. Correction, it is 5.
My apologies. I sold you down the river there. That was completely my blunder. I should have said no run, and now who's run out? It's not me. So I've got to go on and score 100 here.
No problem at all, David. All is forgiven. As Loose continues. really has to find or bring the length back a little bit, just a little bit, as we mentioned earlier. Use the pitch a bit more.
She's got to find her length. Unfortunately, it's been a couple of full tosses, then a no ball. And that one will be wide. I think she's trying to force it too much. There's too tight of a grip on the ball, and in that action, you've got to finish the action in order to get the most out of it.
That one is swept away, and Field will give you a long chase, very long chase there. Looks like it would be 3.
There's certainly an option there, but I think Ntozake wanted to retain the strike.
Yes. In the end, Loose giving away runs once again. Advancing down the pitch into Zake, and that will just be a single. Down to long off.
I think the South African women would want Sinelis in good form with the ball. We know exactly what she offers with the bat, but it's that of the ball that would certainly amp up the stocks. I'm not really helping there when you've bowled a chest high full toss. Granted, she did come down the wicket, but there's just one there.
Yes, once again overpitched. And as you mentioned, you do want as many options as you can have. But edgy on that occasion, looking to advance a lot on these very full deliveries from Loose.
I think the idea is to just not let her get any length, so just upset the whole way through.
As the single once again is taken down to long off. I think yes, when a bowler is struggling, batters should look to increase those troubles by moving around in the crease. And here we see between Ntozake and Viljoen that they're moving down the pitch quite confidently. That one's just defended.
It's a much better delivery there from South Africa's captain. So that is the end of the 14th over. And it finds the score at 79 for the loss of 4. Good stabilizing partnership here from the Lions. They've not just gone back into their shell. Josephine Masangwana is going to continue from the north end. And do you think that they'll look to take her on now that they've had their eye in with her after the over prior was actually a very decent one?
Yes, David, I do think that with a little bit of a partnership building between Viljoen Low and Ntozake, as well as considering we've got just firmly struck but fielded nicely in the covers, as another single is taken. The running's been good, and where boundaries have been on offer, they've seized on that. I do think with just the 6 to go, they're going to look to put the foot through the floor, and 6 wickets in hand as well. Maswanga to continue.
Glorious delivery there, Yorker.
And as I said, they would be looking to be aggressive, but the bowler has got other plans. If you bowl the right line, right length, you make it rather difficult for batters to go about their work.
Just having a look at some of the scores that involve these two teams after this delivery. Oh, she pulls the handbrake up. Gives me an opportunity to get involved. Titans women in their quest for victory in this competition.
Nicely played once again.
Struggled a little bit in their time so far. They tied their game against the Garden Route Badgers in Oudtshoorn, 132 apiece.
Very full, driven once again, just for the single down the ground.
In the reverse fixture at the home ground of the Lions, it was the Titans who put up 140 for 8, and Lions were comfortable in the end, 143 for 3 getting home there. Viljoen Low, the key element there with the half century.
Some lovely straight driving from this pair, and some great strike rotation as well. So where bowler is not necessarily providing those boundary balls, they are still getting that scoreboard ticking.
In the return against Garden Badgers, they really got put to the sword, conceding 182 and falling well short.
Guided through the offside, but no run there.
64 runs is their loss margin. And it's now an opportunity for them to change their game, as we see a quick drink for Ntozake. They won their game against the Dolphins just a couple of weeks ago, and the Lions coming up short in their previous fixture against the Western Province. When we saw that game, it was all about Faye Tunnicliffe's innings that really separated the two, and drop chances, I think, was the name of the game there at the University of Johannesburg's Oval.
Yes, David, drop chances, some very odd reverse sweeps at times.
Yes.
Runouts as well at crucial moments. So DP World Lions would be looking to be a little bit more disciplined maybe than in their previous match, as Lewis continues. Beautifully struck through the covers. That will reach the boundary for 4, as we have a change in commentary. My co-commentator David Midgley steps out, and I am joined once again by Takalani Nechiava.
Thank you, Pavin. I love the energy you put when you pronounce my surname. Thank you very much, and much appreciated. Pronounce it like a typical vendor man.
That's fantastic to hear, Takalani. No run on that occasion, just defended into the cover region. A lot of pressure, you would think, on Lewis, having seen the inconsistent length early on. But short and pulled away. That will beat the fielder once again, so a second boundary in this over. Takalani, pressure really building on Lewis.
Yeah, that one was hit with so much power from Sunet Falyunlo, and it beat the fielder there at the long on boundary, and that's a beautiful shot. And the Lions here, Pavin, are doing very well here. We spoke about the run rate, and they've increased it.
Straight down the ground, that's in the end, will clear the fielder. We've got our first maximum. Wonderful shot from Sunet Falyunlo. She brings up a half century, punches the end, delight.
Yeah, what a shot there by Sunet Falyunlo. Hits it very well for a maximum. And the Lions are doing very well here.
Indeed, Lewis continuing. Once again struck firmly, and it's shelled. Down on the boundary, in and out. That's quite a important miss, Takalani. Sunet Falyunlo having crossed the 50 mark. That's not a batter you want to put down. As another one goes in the air, just a single on this occasion.
Yeah, that shot by Sunet Falyunlo was her 6th maximum in this competition so far. And the leading one with most 6s is Tasman Brits of the Garden Rouge Badgers, followed by Masabata Class with 3. And then Sunet Falyunlo now has scored their 3rd maximum in this T20 competition this campaign.
Yes, the 100 up for DP World Lions. It looked rather far away when they were 4 down early on, when the Titans pace bowlers had picked up those first 2, spinners following up with another 2, but speaks once again to the importance of batting deep in an innings. Falyunlo now just blossoming. Firmly struck, and this will be another boundary. Really an exhibition of boundary hitting from Falyunlo.
Yeah, Falyunlo continue with their merry way in this innings. But I think all credit must go to Raisiven Ntozake here, Pavin. I'll tell you why. Me and David, when we were on commentary, we were talking about how Sunet Falyunlo was struggling to get some of the strike. And if you can see the amount of balls she has faced now for her half centuries. She has faced 51 deliveries and she has scored 57. That's what you need from your premium batter. She has to face most of the strike, and Rasibe Ntozake must get all the credit by rotating the strike.
This one struck firmly once again, just for a single. And he has fully agreed, Takalani. Batting is about partnerships, and the two batters have complemented each other well. Falyun Low taking on the lead and now really putting a foot on the accelerator towards the end of this innings. Maswangani doing quite well despite the pressure that these two batters are bringing to bear on DP World Lions.
Yeah, she's a fast bowler. She bowls with a bit of gas, and she's been doing that. But Sunet Falyun Low has been scoring some runs off her bowling as well.
Struck firmly down the ground, and I think that's just been a wonderful feature of this partnership, has been the singles and the strike rotation. So as much as they've been a flurry of boundaries, it's been complemented by those singles, and it just frustrates the fielding side when the total grows and when the bowlers have got to adjust to a new batter each time. Oh, once again, beautifully struck, but could be caught, and is. Long off does fantastic work down there, and it is the end of Sunet Falyun Low.
Yeah, what an innings from Sunet Falyun Low. She managed to score 62 runs from 53 balls. We spoke about Josephina Maswangani's bowling, and she managed to pick a big fish of Sunet Falyun Low, and the Lions lose their 5th wicket for 106.
Yes, as Sunet Falyun Low makes her way off, some drinks coming on. Bit of a huddle for the Fidelity Titans. No doubt a few words from the skipper just to now build a little bit of pressure in this last 3 overs, now that the chief destroyer for the Lions is now out. It's a timely wicket for the Titans. They would really hope to try and restrict this total as far as they can. What sort of total, Takalani, do you think we're looking at here?
Yeah, I think when Sunet Falyun Low was batting, I was starting to think maybe 150. I was starting to think maybe I can change my mind from the 140 region I was looking for. But since they've lost that wicket, let's see what Raisiwe and Tozake can do with their new partner. But I still feel 140 should be on the cards here, Pavan.
Yes, it's going to require some strong blows from Watso Rapo, who has made her way out to the middle and is no doubt accustomed to this stage of the innings where there's just a few deliveries left as Maswangani continues. That struck the pad. The umpire not interested in that one there, might be sliding down the leg side.
Yeah, Maswangani here bowling with some serious fast bowling, some quick delivery, and it's a good delivery to the new batter, Rapo Hode, to test her, but the umpire was not interested in giving that one away.
As we progress to the end of the 17th over, the score stands at 106 for 5. And it's a wonderful comeback from Maswangani in that over. The boundary coming off the first ball and then getting the crucial wicket of Sunet Falyun Low. That could well bring this total back by at least 10, 20 runs.
Yeah, definitely. That's what I was saying. At first, I thought 150, but I think 140 should be the target that the Lions are looking for.
That's lofted through the leg side just for another single. We've just noted that there isn't too much of fear in coming down the pitch. Let's say that there is a change of bowling. Paulina Mashishi coming in.
Yeah, that's the change of ends from Paulina Mashishi bowling this time around from the southern end.
Struck hard over the top. Once again, just a single. Yes, Mashishi a lot different to the leg spin of Loose that we saw earlier, which was a little bit indifferent, either overpitched or a little too short. Here it's being fired in very straight, a lot more accurate. That swept away beautifully. That should be 4. That's a wonderful shot.
Yeah, and again, it's a good timing and a good placement also in terms of that shot, and also understanding of the field placement. It was placed so well there, and the fielder at the deep square leg boundary really have no chance whatsoever. She was standing maybe 20, 25, maybe 30 meters away.
This time beaten on the outside edge. And we saw ends on hips from Mashishi on the boundary, but in terms of that 4 shot that was hit, we saw Intozake coming across, turning that into a leg stump delivery. Outside edge taken, and is that out? That's very tight. Umpire not interested on that occasion. Tight single taken.
Yeah, quick single taken there between Homotso Rapoho and Raisibe Ntozake. Simone Lawrence, the wicket keeper, they're asking the umpire if there might be an opportunity for the run out, but the umpire was not interested.
Well, Mashishi is creating a few problems for the batters later in this over.
Yeah, it's a variation, isn't it? She varies her pace so well, and she's putting the 2 batters under some serious pressure because they're looking to score runs quickly. We spoke about the 140 mark. They have to try and push maybe more than 10 runs to the over, and maybe they were targeting Mashishi's over, but they couldn't get her away.
Yes, as we come to the end of the 18th over, our score stands at 113 for 5. It's going to take some work to get to that 140 that you mentioned.
It's going to take some work. Maybe 125, maybe 130 in and around that area should be achievable for the Lions from here.
Yes, and one wonders if that will be enough. The sun has been baking down on this surface for the best part of 18 overs. Any moisture that might have been there is definitely should have evaporated by now. That struck firmly. That's 4 through the cover region. Welcome back for Masebata class, but not the one she would have wanted.
Yeah, Refilo and Tozake showing her power there, showing her class, beating that one over, extra cover for a boundary. And that's a good start to the over from the Lions. That's what you need in this format of the game. Put the bowler under pressure early on. And Refilo and Tozake, with their experience and quality, Masabata class is under pressure now. That's their last. This is Masabata class's last over.
This time walk through the onside. This should just be a single, but they press for 2. That's excellent running.
Yeah, good cricket by the Lions. Refilo and Tozake understanding her role. She's the key batter in this partnership, and she has to face most of the strike. And Humutz or Rapo also must get all the credit by coming back for the second.
Yes, indeed. Takulani having got the boundary on the first ball. All the pressure is now on Masebata class, who was fantastic early on, but needs to try and keep it economical at the end. Firmly struck straight down the ground, but the long one will do the work. And once again, fleet-footed from the spare. 2 runs.
Yeah, and again the crowd here at Chane, which are the Lions players, enjoying what the partnership is doing. Raisibe and Tozake and Humutz or Rapo rotating the strike very well, and this time around they managed to come back for the second so that Tozake can face most of the deliveries.
Walked away, this time just a single. But the scoreboard just keeps on ticking as the Lions progress to 121.
Yeah, 2 balls to go to the over. Khumutso Rapoho to face the last 2 ball. I'm not too sure if she's got the license now to try and score a boundary here.
Chipped uppishly, but that will result in just a single. So consider the 2, but not a safe option on that occasion. Takalani, I suppose, with just what we're looking at, about 7 deliveries to go. Every delivery should disappear from the batting side.
Definitely. Every delivery now must go to the fence.
As we see a change in the field.
Yeah. Miron coming to deep backward square leg.
Good delivery there from Masabata class. Yields a defensive shot in a rare dot ball in this over. It's quite an expensive over. It's gone for 10 runs. And how often we see bowlers who've done fantastic work early on, not maybe quite being allowed by the batters to back that up at the death.
Yeah, I mean, that's the beauty of the T20 competition. One over can damage your spell and or damage your whole innings, and that's what Raisiben Tozake did to Masabata class last over of the innings. And a lot of things can change in this competition in an over or 2. And to bowl the last over of the match, of the innings rather, is going to be Kaylee Tapp. I love her bowling. She's one of my favorite bowlers. And again, she will be coming from the southern end. She will be bowling to Khumutso Rapoho.
False start there from Kaylee Tapp. She's going to take that or get back to a mark and start again. Struck firmly, but long off will do the work. Should be 2. This pair continue the fantastic running, such wonderful intent. Always great to see.
Yeah, they have to. If they are not scoring boundaries, they have to take 2s. And but I would love to see Raisiben Tozake facing all these 5 last deliveries.
Struck firmly once again. This should be just a single, and your wish has definitely been granted here.
She has to face most of the strike. She's the most aggressive of the 2. And if the Titans wants to reach that 130 that we spoke about, she has to.
Indeed, your informed batter needs to take most of the strike at this stage. Guided beautifully, bisecting those 2 fielders in the coverage, and that will be 4. That's the much welcome boundary that DP World Lions were looking for in this last over.
Yeah, welcome boundary indeed. And the Lions will be looking for this kind of boundaries. Kaylee Tapp there, but Raisiben Tozake managed to place it nicely. Didn't try to hit that too hard. Just place it. There is no fielder at the boundary, and it beats the inner fielder, and it goes for a 4.
Defended back to the bowler, and the non-striker makes it back in time.
Yeah, good delivery that time around from Kaylee Tapp. She's got a very good, smooth action. She doesn't try to complicate her action when she's bowling, and she bowl a very good length. She's got what we call a heavy ball when she wants to. Just like Elise Marie Max, she can vary her pace as well.
Playing a miss outside the off stump. Yes, that's a good recovery, having considered the boundary early on.
Yeah, that's experience for you. She understands. I always think every time she went for runs is when maybe she's trying to overcompensate. But if she stick to her line and length bowling, she's a very, very good bowler.
Struck uppishly into the onside. They will look for two. They will test that field in the outfield, but will successfully complete that two once again. As the innings comes to a close, the DP World Lions have got to 132 for 5 in their 20 overs. Top score from Sunet Falunlo of 62, backed up by Raisebe Intozake with 44 not out. And in terms of the Titans bowling, Masabata class was fantastic early on, bowled her 4 overs, 2 for 19, and that was supported ably by Kaylee Tapp, who finished her 4 overs not for 24. And it was over to the spinners thereafter. Paulina Mashishi and Gandhi Jafta extracted some turn and got some wickets. Paulina Mashishi finishing with 4 overs, 2 for 27. And Sunelus, a bit expensive, 3 overs for the 30 runs. And in the end, Takalani, 132, do you think it's enough?
I don't think so. I don't think it's enough. I think there are maybe 15 runs, maybe 20 runs short to where I would have loved them to be. But if you are Robin Sill and the Titans team, after winning the toss and restricting the Lions to 132 for 5 in their full 20 overs, I think you should be happy. You should be able to chase this target down, and let's see in the second innings what's going to happen in this match.
Yes, thanks to everyone who's watched us so far. We will be back after a short break.
Welcome back to this CSA Women's T20 on a glorious Sunday here at the Tshwane University of Technology main oval. It is the Fidelity Titans playing host to the DP World Lions. It is a privilege to bring you this broadcast courtesy of the wonderful team at Supersport Park, the Titans family, Northern Cricket as they are more affectionately known. I'm not alone. My name is David Midgley, and alongside me is Takalani Netshava. And Takalani, with 133 to get for this Titan side, the gauntlet has been laid, but it was drama early on for the DP World Lions.
Yeah, I thought we were in for a short stint after the Lions lose 4 quick wickets. But all credit to their batting. Sunet Felyunlo and Raisiben Tozake managed to push on, and they managed to reach 132. I was looking for at least 140, but 132 is not a bad score in this pitch. If they can bowl well early on, pick up wickets, and they can manage to defend this total.
A good total in the end, despite the early drama that you did mention. Robin Searle in some good form for the Fidelity Titans in this year's competition. She currently is in a position of fortune in her 4 games thus far. She's got 77 runs to name, but the high score of 66 really elevating her. First ball of the innings. And she just drives that one to mid-off, so no run available for her there. Lehlohonolo Meso is opening the bowling for the DP World Lions, and you've got to think that Robin Searle is key to this Titans chase.
Yeah, she's very key. She has been dominating the batting chart.
Immediately sets off. There's a shy at the non-striker's end, and she wasn't even in the frame. Run out by Countryman. A little bit of pressure early on the DP World Lions, but Annika Bosch was happy to send her partner on a run. So the first runs on the board.
Yeah, first runs on the board indeed. You mentioned Robin Searle being a key wicket. I think Annika Bosch also, she's an aggressive batter. She's not on the top of run scoring on the chart, but I can tell you now, if she can get on, she can score runs very quickly and put the Lions under some serious pressure.
Yeah, her time at the Proteas will certainly serve her well, as this one's out to square leg, dribbled out to square leg in the end there, as Nettleton does the fielding. You would expect the experience that both of these two openers have will set them on their way. They've struggled, have the Fidelity Titans, second from the bottom in this year's competition. Just that one win in the game prior against the Dolphins. Northern's Cricket holding themselves to such high standards, they'll want to change the flow of this tournament, but it has been all DP World Lions up to this point.
Yeah, sitting comfortably at the top of the log are the DP Lions. With the Titans, I think it's a bit surprising that they are sitting at the bottom of the log at this stage.
Oh, just an inside edge betwixt her legs and through down to deep backward square. And it is nicely collected there by Skitter. Skitter's doing wonderfully well with ball in hand this season. And she's got 6 wickets to her name. Just slightly more expensive than Janse van Rensburg, who's on top of the wicket-taking list. But she's been brilliant, has Samantha Skitter. So you might see her from the other end. Short pulled away. 1 bounce, 4.
Yeah, what a shot there by Robin Searle through mid-wicket. And it's a beautiful boundary in the first over of the Titans' innings. And yeah, what a start by the Titans so far.
Yeah, it was actually Annika Bosch who had the short arm jab there out to that mid-wicket boundary. And she moves on to 5. The score to 7 and 133 is the ultimate target. And the south end will now play host to Samantha Skutter. And like I said, her bowling up until this point is 3 matches, 12 overs, 6 for 75. So she's really had the rub of the green this year's competition. She'll want to prove valuable by picking up early wickets here for the DP World Lines. So just eyeing up her options around the field, seeking out the gaps, and it's a complete ring field. Nobody's out. Everybody's saving one. Oh my word, lovely delivery there. Jafta with the lightning hands behind the stumps. Remember, she is South Africa's wicketkeeper, taking over Trisha Chetty, who was a long-serving customer behind the stumps. But that was lightning quick. Jafta up to the stumps.
Yeah.
And it shows the difference in the wicketkeepers having the ability to stand up to your premier fast bowler. Makes a world of difference. I suppose when you're used to keeping to Shabnam Ismail and Marzan Kapp, it's a different world. Yorker delivery, lovely.
Yeah, I mean, the Lions did exactly this yesterday in the 50-over game when Samantha Skutter was bowling with Thor Sinalo Jafta moving up to the stumps and come closer, make it difficult early on for Robin Sill to try and score.
Down the wicket she comes, hammered away through that extra cover region. It'll race away to the boundary. Glorious stroke. 4 runs.
Yeah, Robin Sill is in top form, and any opportunity, any full delivery, full like that, I mean, she just plays it, use her feet well, beat the fielder at the inner circle, and it goes to the boundary for 4. Once again, the Titans again here, scoring boundary each and every over now, putting the bowlers under some serious pressure.
It's a much better comeback there from Skutter. It was a long conversation prior to that delivery from, perhaps some advice from Lehlohonolo Meso, just trying to guide young Skutter in the direction, that she would find a good comeback. Lofted for just a moment, a half shot of catch, and through the fumble they are able to collect a single. It was Khomoto Rapo'o, the captain, who changed things up, and a change of the field with Bosch on strike. The 2 fielders that go out are long on and deep mid wicket, with a fine leg coming to a backward square leg. And the end of the over. 2 gone, 12 without loss.
Yeah, it's a good start by the Titans. Robin Sill and Annika Bosch scoring at a rate of 6 runs to the over. That's the rate they will need to be able to reach the 132 set by the Lions. And if they can continue to just score 6 runs, they will be able to win this match here today.
Yeah, change bowling from the northern end. It will be Sunette Fulyun Low, the star with the bat in the DP World Lions innings. Now expected to do her part with ball in hand. And like Fani de Villiers, she'll want to bowl thunderbolts. It's a bit of a shorter length, and they think about going for a run there. But confident fielding between the 2 cover fielders kept things quiet. Looks like Sarah Barber out there at extra cover, partnering with Raisiwe and Tozaka perhaps at cover. No, maybe it's Nonkululeko Tabete. Fulyun Low again. 2 full, hammered over the square leg umpire's head and confidently put onto the boundary. 4 runs.
Yeah, and attempted Yorker there went wrong for Sunet Yun Low. And Robin Sill was so quick onto that one. Obviously, she will be able to score a boundary on it. It's kind of a free gift, really, at the end. And it goes to the boundary. Again, the Titans are scoring a boundary every over at this stage.
Short again, and this one's mistimed. And I think Robin Searle will be disappointed with herself because she knew there was an opportunity for it. There's a deep mid-wicket and nobody all the way to fine leg.
Yeah, big gap, big space.
They've heard our lamentations, if you will, as fine leg comes into the ring, as does third man. And long on goes back with deep mid-wicket in position for Searle. Still nobody between short fine and deep mid-wicket. And as they settle for a quick one, if there's going to be a decision by Sunette Viljoen-Louw to bowl short, she's got to be bowling it outside the off stump, because the moment she bowls anything straight short, it's going to be collected. There is a deep mid-wicket fielder, as I mentioned, but there's a huge gap at square leg.
Yeah, she have to try and bowl to your field. There is
no change in the field for Bosch. Just guides that to short third in the ring. Not able to pierce the field. And I think that's exactly what you mean as a coach when you say bowl to your field.
Yeah. It's a packed offside field. And she has to bowl on the offside.
And I don't think it's the bounce that Bosch would like or perhaps would be used to, as Viljoen-Louw collects her cap from the umpire and concludes her first over. And at the end of 3, it's 17 without loss.
Yeah, I mean, maybe just going back to the chat we had earlier on about the Titans sitting at the bottom of the log. You don't expect to see the Titans there, more especially with the kind and quality of players they've got in the team. I think they should be high up, maybe first, maybe second, maybe third, somewhere there and there around.
Yeah, the conversation with their coaching staff will certainly be one of admitting where they've gone wrong, acknowledging it, seeking out ways in which they can improve. Skittle bowled her second over, as long off is the only fielder out. And they'll know that they need to really just do their homework and go back to basics. And that's exactly where that first ball has gone. Down to number 30 on her back, the DP World Lions captain Khomotso Rapo'o, and immediately a change in the field. She comes into the ring, and knowing that Annika Bosch likes to play that pull shot, they've sent a fielder out to mid-wicket and then long on as well. And that's exactly where it's gone on the bounce. A bit of a parachute, really. An opportunity to take a catch. Samantha Skitter's not happy, and rightfully so, Takalani.
Yeah.
That should have been a catch.
That should have been a catch. Maybe an attempt also to take a catch, but there was really nothing much from the fielder there at the boundary. And that's why Samantha Skitter is not happy. An opportunity to get a wicket early on. We spoke about this, that the Lions have to try and get as many wickets early on as possible.
Yeah, particularly with the batting prowess that the Titans do have. You want them facing a newer ball, a harder ball, a ball that's still able to offer something through the air and perhaps whatever extraction they can make from the surface. But under pressure are the DP World Lions. Down the wicket again and straight to the fielder. So this is some good bowling whilst under pressure. 2 singles and 2 dots.
Yeah, Robin Sill using her feet to Samantha Skitter's delivery. I'm not too sure if Samantha Skitter can test the LBW on Robin Sill. She's a very big candidate of LBW dismissals.
Well bowled again from Skitter. As you mentioned, Silk down the wicket trying to upset the length of the young quick bowler. And Skitter up to the task, throwing it into the block hole there.
Yeah, looking for that LBW we spoke about.
Whipped away off the toes. There's nobody home there at deep mid-wicket, and that'll canter into the boundary for 4. It's more pressure on the lines, and somewhat sours a very decent over from Samantha Skitter.
Yeah, the Titans continue to score a boundary each and every over at this stage. Robin Sill, the experience, she knows there was no fielder at the boundary there, deep mid-wicket boundary. She just plays it over the inner ring and then it goes to the boundary. Normally, Robin Sill will be playing the anchor role, but today she looks like she's ready to score runs so quickly here.
Yeah, certainly. Going at just under a runner ball at the moment. Annika Bosch at a runner ball, but not actually getting nearly as much strike as perhaps she'd want. But I suppose if you want more, you've got to farm a little bit. You've got to dictate in which direction the game is going. 2 more overs left in this power play, and how the Lions would desperately want a wicket, but how the Titans are going along swimmingly here. 23 from 4 overs. They're nearly ahead of the game. Lovely stroke off the back foot, just punches it, and that'll go over to the boundary. An attempt from Sunette Fulyun Low at the cover fielding, almost a forward point, but not able to get to that one, and it'll go to the boundary for 4.
Yeah, this time is Annika Bosch. First ball of the over. And that's the pressure. We've been talking about it all day, is David. That first few delivery of the over put the bowler under pressure. And Annika Bosch did exactly that. She scored a boundary already. And she's got luxury now to rotate the strike if she wants to. Or score boundary if it presents itself.
Bit of length there, and well dealt with. It was a back foot punch. Annika Bosch just showing her class. Boy, oh boy, I thought that was really a nothing shot, and it just skipped away off the surface. Back-to-back boundaries, and it's an expensive one for Lehlohonolo Meso.
Yeah, an expensive over already. First 2 deliveries, bang, bang, 4-4, Annika Bosch. But I thought the fielder there maybe should have stopped that one, maybe for maybe 1 or maybe 2, but again, it was good timing, good shot, and then in the end, it was a boundary.
Lions having to just reassess things a little bit. I thought it was good length. I thought, like you said, it would have been cut off nicely. And it's the skipper herself not able to get down in the end. And again, a great effort there. Good stop there. Diving from Madison Landsman, throwing her body around. I thought it was a short one that was going to go away, but these ladies are proving me wrong. And that's exactly what we want. 32 from 4.5 overs. Certainly not holding back are these two. Wanting to wrap things up fairly quickly. Maybe they want to watch the back end of the men's World Cup final. And that one's a much better delivery in terms of the length, just into the block hole.
Yeah, and I don't think the Lions have bowled badly here, David. I think they've bowled well, but all credit to the 2 batters, Robin Sill and Annika Bosch. I mean, they've managed to score boundaries on good deliveries.
Down the wicket comes Seoul, looking to try and beat the fielder there again. And it's a much cleaner collection from the captain at mid-off. And Meso finally gets a dot ball.
Yeah.
Or it gets back-to-back dots rather. Now she can try and do something with it. Slashed away, glorious shot. Just leans into that one. It's a cut on the front foot. Races the way to the boundary. That is the end of the 5th, and there'll be a commentary change. Pavan Dinner will join me next over. Thank you, Takalani, for your service. We'll see you in a little bit. So 5 gone, 36 without loss. And Pavan, as you take a seat, again the Titans on top.
Yes, thanks David, definitely having witnessed that first 5 overs, Robin Searle and Anneke Bosch have done fantastically well to not only build a partnership and not lose an early wicket, but also keep the rate of scoring going as well. So definitely with just the total of 132, I think a start of 36 without loss in 5 is fantastic for the Titans.
Nearly runnable stuff here for the Fidelity Titans. Got it right. And a change of bowling for the DP World Lions from the south end. It's Relebogile Mkhize. Looks like she's got the ball in hand. Lucky number 9. That one kind of died out the wicket. It's a great stroke there from Bosch. And Fulyun Low can only retrieve it. Lightning outfield here at TUT.
Yes, wonderful shot there, just rocking back and smashing it through the cover region for 4. And you would think any moisture in that outfield is now being taken away by this blistering heat. And it certainly would be feeling hot for the Lions at this stage. 40 without loss.
And nearly 40 on the thermometer as it's crept up to 30 degrees here. Glorious Sunday for cricket. Oh, again, that one just dies. Almost like she's bowling with a kitchen sponge. Or she's bowling onto the kitchen sponge.
Yes, that one very different to what we've seen so far in this match. The first one that we've really seen sneak low.
Oh, that should have been something. If you were a Lions fan, you thought, oh boy, that could have been almost the flipper. That one is a much better bounce. Hit quite prodigiously. And the captain cuts that one off.
Yes, Bosch just had enough to keep that one out. And the sound that the bat is making at the moment should trouble the Lions. They need an early breakthrough.
Just sweeps this off the front foot. There's a shot. The non-striker's in. She was well safe in the end. Bit of a delay in getting rid of the ball. But Robin Searle very keen to face this bowling. And forcing things a little bit with the change of bowling. I wonder if there might be a couple of slow balls, a bit of cutters, maybe trying to extract that awkward bounce and pick up a wicket. It's a wide. It was very, very, very full there, Yorker length. And Jafta was unsighted, managed to get behind it, and it's a good note for wicket keepers to stay as low as possible for as long as possible.
Yes, David, that was very, very wide. And Bosch looking to be a little inventive, maybe trying to guide it through the third main region. And as we see that, but no run resulting from that guiding into the offside region.
Yeah, Barber is able to cut that one off, and now you can tick off your commentator's bingo. Barber cutting.
Yes, David.
There's also some other T20 cricket that's on at the moment. The ladies down in the Cape are also bringing you their game, as this one's chipped out and on the bounce to Fulyun Low. Good stop to prevent a boundary, and that one just keeps them to 1. Mentioning that game down in the Cape area, you have Vincent Barnes, who is the former Proteas bowling coach, former high performance coach, and in his retirement he's joined us on commentary as the Western Province ladies take on Six Gun Grill Garden Route Badgers in a wonderful game. So head over to that game, but not for too long. Join us once again when you've had a look at the score over there, but maybe you can hang out with Vincent Barnes and all of his wealth of knowledge, as there's a change of bowling here.
Yes, Lekhonomanolo Meso coming on.
Looks like there'll be a change of bowling from the north end. I'll just confirm with you in a moment. It was Lehlohonolo Meso who had the previous over, and that's why she's still on our scorecards, but we'll change that up once we do see who is bowling. But it is long off, long on, as well as deep mid wicket. Looks like Madison Landsman with ball in hand, or Sarah Nettleton rather.
Yes, correction there, David. It is Nettleton bowling as a fielder drops back.
Skitter having to hang out on the deep square boundary. There's too many fielders out at the moment, so there'll be a change in the field as Long On will be in the ring and will not be in the ring. They've decided Sinet Fulyunlo will come in from the cover boundary. And they're still not sure. Power play is finished, so they're not quite sure, and Fulyunlo is running in and running out, and nobody's quite sure who should be out, but there's still too many fielders. No, everybody's where they need to be. So, cover sweeper, deep backward square, mid wicket, Long On. That's on the bounce. Second bounce to Long On. And they get through for one. Hit too hard, you would think, Pavan, to really get the most out of that one.
Yes, that was a wonderful shot just to get only a single from. But I suppose they wouldn't really mind it as long as these two continue going.
Toe end of that one, and that'll race away to the boundary. It beats mid-on a left-hand side. Hlohonola Meso could only turn and retrieve that one, as that's gone for a boundary.
I certainly hope that the little bit of indecision we saw with the field set a couple of balls ago isn't a reflection of the Lions' mindset at this stage. Can be quite difficult as a fielding team when batters are forming a partnership, especially when your total isn't as high as you might have hoped. But they've really just got to collect themselves, David, and look to take the chance when it does come.
This one's just gently buttered down to third man. There's a chase on here, and they'll get through for two in the end. It was a lovely shot, though. Is it one or two?
It looked to be...
I would have thought they would have gotten two. The way that it was played, perhaps a bit of a delay there. No, it was two in the end. My apologies. I thought Annika Bosch was on strike, but it's Robin Searle. The difference between the two batters, of course, is long sleeves and short sleeves.
Yes.
A lot of gaps in this field here. Struck in front and given. What a great change of direction in the momentum of this game. Only Jafta and the spinner were convinced. Nettleton loudly shouting, not much else. And Philip Vosloo, the busy of the two today, raises his finger aloft. It's the end of this partnership. Robin Searle gone for 27. And just before the 50-run mark, the Titans lose their first.
Yes, David, timely breakthrough for Lions. And once again, we're seeing a similar trend to the first innings where the spinners came on and got a couple of wickets. Here we've seen one breakthrough for Nettleton. And Lions will heave a sigh of relief to have ended this partnership short of 50.
Sine Lewis, South Africa's captain, coming to the wicket. She was the interim captain in the absence of Danae van Niekerk, and then Danae decided she'd retire. So presumably, once the ladies are playing a little bit more consistent cricket, that she will retain the armband, you would think. But it's almost like that South African test side of 2008, where you'd pick up a wicket of one of the openers, and then suddenly Hashim Amla walks to the wicket, and then Jacques Kellis, and then A.B. de Villiers, and then J.P. Dermody. It was just one that you couldn't find a gap in their batting. This is a powerful Titans lineup. Lewis will face her first ball now. And valiant attempt there to try and cut that one off from the captain Rapo'o, and they'll get through in the end for just the one.
And yes, as you mentioned, that illustrious batting lineup of years past, I do think that the Titans' position on the table doesn't justify where they should be with the quality of play that they do have. So I do think a steady chase and a victory is very important for the Titans' cause in this season.
That's a full toss and whipped away. There's cover down in the deep, but she's going to have to do a lot of work to cut it off. She does. And they get through for just the one. So the Titans now happy to rotate the strike, perhaps ease Sune Lewis's trajectory in this competition. And at the end of 7, it's 51 for 1 as we see an ice cream man make his way round the oval, timing his run past the side screen perfectly. We saw the ambulance golf cart in that other game between the Lions and the Western Province women. And now the ice cream man makes an appearance. A treat, perhaps, for those who have completed their batting.
Yes, David, definitely the weather warrants ice cream. And good to see that he has timed his passing while play wasn't underway. Because last thing we would want is play to be altered on account of ice cream.
I think that would have been one of the more obtuse reasons for the game coming to a halt. I seem to remember a game coming to a halt because of soap. And this one's just driven out. Oh, awkward bounce there off the surface. But I believe it was a first-class game in the United Kingdom where the phone call rang in the change room and the wife of the husband who was playing wanted to know where he'd put the soap. Not quite sure why that was necessary to halt the game. Nevertheless, the joys of Mother Cricket. We've seen snakes and cows and dogs and any animal that you can think of. Bees at one of the pink days many moons ago. Ow, she's got her! Chopped it on. It was in slow motion. Boy, oh boy, we were talking about random halts to the game. And that is the most obscure way in which the Lions will ever pick up a wicket.
Yes, indeed. And it's a heavy blow. It almost seemed to happen in slow motion. Not quite digging that ball out. And it drags straight onto the stumps. That's a big wicket. Aniki Bosch has to make her way back. And at 51 for 2, we definitely spoke of a change in momentum. Momentum has definitely shifted now with the second wicket going down.
Bit of luck going the way of the DP World Lions. She was really batting well, was Annika Bosch. And she'll just have to shake her head in one of those random dismissals. Gandhi Jafta, one of 2 Jaftas taking part in this game this afternoon, makes her way to the crease. 2 new batters at the wicket, and the momentum, as you said, could continue to go the way of the DP World Lions. The Fidelity Titans really having to work hard.
Yes, David, it's all dependent on whether Lions do seize on this moment and do build a bit of pressure on the 2 new batters at the crease. Lewis has just faced the 1 delivery. Jafta yet to face her first. So Relebokile Mkize will be looking to really apply some pressure. Fielders hopefully will back her up, back the other bowlers up as they look to squeeze out maybe a third, and Sunat Falun is being brought in off the boundary.
India 89 for 3 in the ICC Men's Cricket World Cup final. And Virat Kohli at the wicket with KL Rahul, trying to steady things after some early wickets. Now Bosch can really count herself unlucky. Almost a duplication of the previous delivery there, but no victory for the Lions. Change in the field again. Third man coming up into the ring. And it's just deep backward square, deep mid wicket, long on and long off that are out. Wide ball signalled by umpire Ryan Hendricks. And I want to ask you the question, Pavan. Do you think the Lions are being too defensive in their field settings? You've got 2 new batters at the crease. Why so many out?
I think maybe a reflection of how little help maybe that this pitch is offering. Like you say, you wouldn't want to give the new batters easy singles. And also seeing Mkize beating the batter outside the off stump might just want to. It speaks to the pressure we spoke about them needing to build. So maybe one or two in, just cut off the easy singles, easy strike rotation.
And that one's just taken the outside edge, beaten, all ends up, and it'll trickle down towards the fence. They'll collect it and collect two. And so just one ball remaining in this over. And something that I think maybe is worth looking at is to bring long on in, or long off rather, into the ring, and then getting your third into a position where she's almost at a fly slip to try and put some pressure on them, because they really are throwing the kitchen sink at everything. Smashed! Oh, it went straight to number 36. Madison Landsman dropping an absolute sitter, and there's overthrows. So hand sanitizer in the paper cuts of the DP World Lines. It's the end of the over, and it's 55 for 2.
Yes, David, very close to a third on that occasion. You really would say that that one should have been taken. It went straight into the hands and then popped straight out. That building of pressure from Mkize yielding another opportunity but not taken. So fortuitous for Fidelity Titans.
Yeah, Nettleton will continue, having picked up the wicket in the previous over. And again, I still think that they're being overly cautious, are the DP World Lions. I'd love to see mid off in the ring and put some pressure on the Fidelity Titans. Really turn the screw. And instead of that last shot being a single, it would have been a dot ball.
Yes, David, you make an important point. Whenever you've got two new batters at the crease, you want to make things as uncomfortable for them as possible. And one of the ways that can be done is having fielders up, looking to cut off those singles, forcing them to try and score boundaries.
Yes, try and hit up over the top. Allow yourself to feel the ascendancy in the game. You've turned things around, now make the most of it. That one is another single, so it's easy going for the Fidelity Titans, and they've been sensible in how they've approached this, not even a micro collapse, but certainly the swing in the momentum of the game. Full toss, that'll go out to the mid-wicket fielder on the second bounce, and the guilty party in the drop catch, Landsman, is the one who cleans things up.
Yes, I think when you've got a team two down, sort of a, as we say, a mini slide maybe in the chase, got to just force them to do something different rather than have them ease their way in with a couple of easy singles. As we see, another one gets eased down the ground for one. I think also when singles are being taken, the bowler's got to adjust to another batter each time. You're not getting the advantage of bowling multiple deliveries to one batter.
Now one will go down the leg side. It's taken a hip on the way through, so that'll be leg buys. Umpire Philip Vosloo showing his stretching working for him ahead of the game. You've got to be fit as an umpire. Standing for a long period of time, your blood pooling in your feet, particularly in the longer formats of the game.
Eased wonderfully through the leg side, and that's all beat the fielder for 4. That's a wonderful release for Gandhi Jafta.
Yeah, looks like there's going to be a bit of treatment here for Sinalo Jafta, wicketkeeper, maybe just taking one of those deliveries in the previous over, not the one that has just been completed, but the one prior to that. Maybe just hitting her on the ball of her thumb, the point of the thumb. It's really uncomfortable as a wicketkeeper when it does hit there. And if you see some of the older wicketkeepers of years gone by, when they had far less protection, their fingers end up looking like knick-knack chips. I think of Jack Russell, a very talented wicketkeeper within the English domestic circles. Probably one of the better wicketkeepers. I know he's a role model to the recently retired Mangaliso Mosehle, and his fingers also look like gnarled knick-knack chips. Nevertheless, we're back focused here at the TUT main oval, and it's all too confident and all too comfortable for the Fidelity Titans, as they're looking like they're in cruise mode despite the 2 wickets falling.
Yes, David, the run rate still very much in check.
That'll be wide as well. The Lions really not doing themselves any justice by bowling these wayward deliveries.
Yes, David, so we can safely say that not a ton of pressure on Fidelity Titans after the loss of those 2 wickets, which is very, very strange, as that one is defended straight down towards the bowler.
Still 6 runs required to the over. So as much as we may look as though we are seeing the Titans cruise comfortably, the Lions still keeping it to necessitating a runner ball. Tried to glide that one away through that third man region. There's somebody there. So Gandhi Jafta just walking away to square leg. Do you think there'll be a conversation between the Jaftas?
Could be. Wicketkeepers tend to be the feisty sort.
Mouthy is perhaps a delicate word. Like scrum halves in rugby. Short, pulled away onto that onside. Just a couple of bounces to the fielder there in the deep.
I think the important thing here is that the Lions haven't given away any boundaries. So I think that might be the one advantage to the field settings that they have at the moment. They've gone a bit more circumspect. That one's guided into the cover region for just, that will be a dot ball. Yes, so once again a wonderful over here from Imkize.
Yeah, it was a bit of a wayward start to get things underway, but she's pulled it back nicely, as you said.
And with Titans hovering in and around that required run rate, I do think we're in for a tight chase. David, I don't think it's going to be as comfortable as we might expect, as that one is knocked into the onside for a couple of runs.
Well, crucially, to deny your thoughts of it being a close chase, the Titans running the first one well, which allowed them the option of getting a second and putting the fielder down at long on under pressure. It was Lehlohonolo Lemeso who was feeling the squeeze. And again, almost carbon copy of the shot, a little bit straighter this time, and they only get through for 1. So 1 ball, no, that is the end of the over. So after 10, the Fidelity Titans are 69 for 2, and there'll be a commentary change. Takalani will replace myself to join you, Pavan.
A very warm welcome back to my colleague Takalani, as 10 overs has passed in this Titans innings. The score has progressed to 68 for 2. They are definitely in and around that required rate. They are 69 for 2, correction. A bit of a delay in the scoreboard change. And at this stage, you would think a wicket or 2 is what Lions need, Takalani?
Yeah, definitely. They need a wicket or 2 to try and halt the Titans' run chase, because at this stage it looks a bit comfortable.
Indeed, as we see Khomotso Rapo come into the attack, some wonderful leg spin that we've seen all season. That's pulled away into the onside. Long on will do the fielding. Yes, Takalani, you would think some movement needs to happen now, because as we saw in the Lions innings when Sunetful Yunlo was batting, if you take your time on this pitch and get in, there are runs to be had.
Definitely, there are runs.
Just bunted away into the offside, no run there.
Yeah, the sun is busy baking this pitch, and you expect that the ball will be coming on nicely onto the bat.
Swept wonderfully into the onside, but fielding done by Samantha Scudder will keep it down to just one.
Yeah, good start to the over from Khomotso Rapo. Just went for 2 at this stage and putting Jafta and Liz under some pressure.
Wonderful shot, and that will clear the boundary. Fantastically pulled by Gandhi Jafta.
Yeah, I just spoke about pressure, and Gandhi Jafta just asked me what pressure, and she played that ball very well to the boundary for a big 6. And the Titans here continuing very well with their merry way of scoring runs very quickly. After losing the wicket of Robin Sill and Annika Bosch, you expected maybe the run rate to dip a little bit, but they've been batting well.
Yes, Takalani just dragged down a bit on that occasion, and the ball was dispatched with disdain. And as we mentioned, nothing quite releases the pressure quite like a 6.
Yeah, it does, and it was a good start to the over from Rapo. She went for just 2 in the first 3 deliveries, but the batters had enough of her and played that shot very well. And the run rate is now over 6 runs to the over.
Yes, as we progress to a score of 78 for 2 after 11. A successful over for Titans with its 6. Khomotso Rapo conceding 9 of her first over.
Yeah, it was a period where the Titans were dealing mostly with singles, and Sunelise just released the pressure with that maximum. And let's see how.
That was steered into the offside, so Netful Yunlo will do the fielding. As it is Lehlongodolo Meso who is the change of bowler coming on for a 3rd over, but expensive in her first 2.
Yeah, bit expensive and change of ends this time around. Maybe she's looking for something from the southern end.
Steered away into the offside, no run. And, to build on that thought, coming in for a 3rd over, having gone for a few in the first 2, you would think maybe some variation, some slow balls, some cutters, something that may grip in the surface.
Yeah, she has to do something. I think the time is now for the Lions to do something.
Cut away, and that should be just a single. So Netful Yunlo does the tidying up, keeps it down to 1. That's one arm in the outfield you do not want to test. The javelin silver medalist.
Yeah, it's a good athlete, Sunitful Yunlo. And just going back to the issue we're talking about, the Lions has to get wickets now. Oh,
That was upish, but dropping just in front of the fielder.
yeah, Lehlongodolo Meso has to do something. I think if this partnership can build on maybe to around 100 for 2, I think it will be an easy ride for the Titans to reach 132.
Steered away into the onside. This should be just a couple.
Yeah, look at the experience of Sonelis just manipulating the field there. Didn't try to hit it too hard. There was a bit of gap, and then she just plays it and takes some easy runs there.
Yes, Takalani, that's the key in T20 cricket, is that any forward steps need to be made quickly. Straight into the offside, a single once again. Shy of the stumps, but the batters make it home safely. As we progress to the end of the 12th over, the score is 83 for 2.
Yeah, just an update from the ICC Men's World Cup. Australia, after winning the toss and choosing to field, India 102 for 3. They've lost Rohit Sharma for 47, Subman Gill for 4, and then Shreyas Iyer for 4 again. And then at the crease right now, it's Virat Kohli on 34, and KL Rahul is on 11.
Takalani would say very much a similar bowling job as the two at the crease at the moment for Titans. Also cleared in blue.
Yeah.
And we see a change in bowling. It appears to be Sarah Nettleton who is come on. We will just await the update of our scorecard. Oh, it's Madison Landsman, correction. As that one is steered into the offside dot ball once again.
Yeah, I think at this stage the Lions have to look for wickets. If they can try and buy a wicket, bowl a full toss here and there.
Beautiful shot down the ground, and that's another maximum. Fantastic shot. Correction, it is a boundary.
Yeah, Madison Landsman, it was full at that time around, and Sunelis plays it well to long on boundary for a 4.
Yes, but a flight there from Landsman, and Lewis having no hesitation in depositing that straight down the ground for 4. Lewis obviously would be looking to make up for expensive bowling innings. I suppose batting is a stronger suit. And with the score approaching 90, Lions need to do something urgently. Powerfully swept into the onside. That will just be a single.
Yeah, it was hit too hard. You can hear from the sound of the bat from the commentary box. Sunelis, like you said, she went for 30 in her bowling from 3 overs, and she will be looking to score runs here so that she can make for her bowling.
Tossed up once again and swept powerfully for just a single. These are some wonderful sweep shots which are yielding just singles.
Yeah, she's not finding the gap. I think there is a field at mid-wicket, and square leg just gone back from the boundary now, just next to the umpire. And I'm not too sure whether this will invite Senelus to try and go over the top. Oh,
That's a wonderful sweep shot behind square, and just as you had mentioned, not finding the gaps, finds the gap on
Yeah.
that occasion.
finds the
Gandhi
gap.
Jafta.
This time, the Lions just take away the square leg boundary fielder into a square leg position in the inner circle, and then Sunelis find the boundary through the deep backward square leg.
That delivery from Landsman flighted up a little too much onto the pads and dispatched once again.
It's starting to look like an easy run chase here by the Titans.
Swept once again. And that will just be a single as we close out the 13th over. The score progresses to 94 for 2.
She loved the sweep shot. It's Sunelis, and she's been scoring singles. She's struggling to find the gap between mid-wicket and square leg. If she can find that gap, all these shots should have went for boundaries.
Yes, in the end, having taken 2 off that over, I think Titans won't be too unhappy with it. I think also, as you mentioned, some lovely sweep shots being played shows a great adaptitude against spin bowling. As we see once again, change of bowling from the south end. It looks to be Samantha Scudder.
Yeah, it's Samantha Scudder. The Lions have to do something.
Drove into the covers and Sunette falling low misfield, but won't cost anything. Yes, I do think the introduction of a pacer is a good idea. A breakthrough, much needed. The slower bowlers haven't quite had the impact that we saw from the Titans spinners early on. Cut away, and that will be a single once again. So as much as the boundary not always being hit off these wonderfully timed shots, I do think strike rotation and the slow growing of their total is going to hurt the Lions.
That's true, and all credit must go to Gandhi Jafta. She's not scoring at a quick rate, but what she's doing well is to give most of the strike to Sunel Lis. And that's why you see the Titans' run rate keep growing, keep going up all the time, because Sunel Lis is facing most of the deliverers.
Played wonderfully into the onside once again for a single. It is blisteringly hot out there, and the Lions bowlers and fielders will be feeling it with the score sitting at 96 for 2.
Yeah, and it has also been kind of an easy to bat at this stage. We saw Sunel Lis hitting the ball hard, the ball coming onto the bat nicely.
Once again, a little fuller on that occasion, and timed nicely down to long on for another single. And again, overlooking to be productive. As much as they aren't boundaries, they have taken singles off 3 of these deliveries. And you would think that Lions should not lose hope, though. Struck powerfully into covers for no run. You would think a wicket or 2 here might throw the cat among the pigeons.
Yeah, definitely. A wicket will always halt the run chase, and they just have to keep trying, the Lions. They just have to keep trying to put pressure, keep trying, searching for that wicket, and you never know.
Cut away, but will be fielded. That's actually quite a good over from Samantha Scudder in the end.
Yeah, good comeback. Yeah, third over. Only went for 3. That's a good comeback, and that's the pressure we're talking about. You have to try and make the batsman manufacture something in terms of scoring runs. And because before that, the Titans were finding it very easy to score boundaries, scoring boundaries each and every over. And the run rate chase looked like it was going to be very easy indeed for the Titans.
Yes, and with the score at 97 for 2 after 14, it does look to be tilting the way of Titans in terms of game momentum. 8 wickets in hand. And not too many still to get, as the Lions tinker with the field a little. Swept once more into the onside for a single. We've been spoiled for the sweep shot in these last couple of overs.
Sunel Lis spoiling us.
Swept once again uppishly, but will fall short. Another chipped single.
Yeah, and I think that's good field placing by the Lions. They understand Sunel Lis' experience, good shots. They understand she's very good on the sweep, and they've got fielders there.
Oh, and it's beating the fielder out in the boundary. That will be 4.
Yeah, talking about field placing, and Sinelis managed to beat at the long on boundary, and that should be 100 for the Titans.
Yes, as the score progresses past 100 with that wonderful shot through the onside, you would think that the moving has to be done early or quickly for the Lions, with just 30 to get in the last 5. That will be wide. And so often pressure
Yeah,
on bowlers leads
Yeah.
to extras.
definitely trying to do something different.
This one should be caught. Mistimed. There was a collision between the two fielders in the cover region, but in the end, it's successfully taken. Miscommunication there. But fortunately for DP World Lions, it does not result in a missed opportunity.
Yeah, it's a good take in the end, even though there was some collision between the two fielders and mid-off and extra cover there. And the Titans lose their 3rd wicket. Sinelis is out for 39.
And it is Mapangula who makes her way out to the middle. And that was the much needed breakthrough that DP World Lions were looking for. And the message will no doubt be some steady stuff needed just in this closing phase of 5 overs.
Yeah, Amogelang Mapangula coming onto the crease. She's a very good hitter of a cricket ball, more especially in this format of the game. She's not going to score many 50s, but that 30 from your 10 ball, 15 balls, it's what's going to hurt you. And that's what Amogelang Mapangula bring onto this Titan side. There is still Masabata class coming in, and she can hit a long ball. She's got 3 sixes already in the tournament. And Simone Lawrence, the wicket keeper, coming in as well at number 7. And the Titans really bat deep. So while we're talking about getting wickets, the Lions really still have to face Masabata class and Simone Lawrence, who will have to come in.
Yes, Takalani, it's a tall order for the Lions, but one would hope they continue pressing on. That one is powered away into the offside for a single. It's a wonderful way to get underway. Just one more delivery remaining in this Madison Landsman over. Swept away powerfully once again, and fielders on the boundary do a wonderful job of keeping it just to a single.
Yeah.
And there will be a change in commentary at the end of the 15th. I step away and will be replaced by the ever eloquent David Meachley.
Yeah, thank you very much, Pavin. I think that's it for the match for Pavin. And as I welcome back our own David Midgley for the final 5 overs of the match.
You two are far too flattering. Thank you so much for joining us in this, the CSA Women's T20. From carnage to celebration in that last over for the DP World Lions. The wicket coming at a vital time for them. And now there'll be a change of bowling from the south end. Samantha Skitter making way after a very good over. And I think the energy on the field has certainly shifted. The Lions are feeling the heat here. Just a few moments ago it was reported at 31 degrees Celsius. So fielding in these conditions are certainly not enjoyable, but there is a chance for them to snatch victory here. Straight into the wicket. They take on Sinet low, and the throw is wayward. Good pace on it, but a little bit wide. Allows them to get through for a quick single in the end. Thumbs up from both partners.
Yeah, the Titans 107 for 3.
Nettleton hoping to put some pressure on. And that'll be wide ball down the leg side. Umpire Ryan Hendricks stretching out his wings.
Yeah, it's important now that Gandhi Jafta and Amkhalang Mapangule take this game as deep as possible.
A reverse sweep coming out there. Trying to change the fortunes at the moment. Maybe get off strike. Perhaps the simpler option would have been the better one. Just a bunt to mid-off and a quick single like they saw earlier in the over. Another big swipe at that one. Arieng is the word from the coach on the sideline.
Yeah, meaning let's go. Looking to end this as quickly as possible. Get the W on the board.
It's a good delivery. It's really pitched up into the block hole. And the captain appreciates it as well. Bit of applause there.
Yeah, good start to the over from Nettleton so far.
Big swing, and this one will go out to that fielder out there in the deep. They thought about a second, but perhaps it was on offer. I don't think they're really feeling the squeeze all that much just yet. Just beating the batter. All ends up. It's a great end to the over there from Nettleton. And to conclude, the 16th over, 110 for 3.
Yeah, the Titans just need 23 runs now to win the match. Gandhi Jafta is on 14 and Amukhelang Mapangula is on 2 with 4 overs to go. They will just be looking for 6 runs to the over. Continue with the same run rate that they've been doing from the beginning of the match. And Gandhi Jafta, for me, I think she's a key wicket here for the Lions.
Landsman beginning her new over, and business as usual as the sweep comes into play. You've got to ask the question, if you've seen so many sweeps, why not have a fielder just here in the ring at a mid-wicket and push your mid-wicket round to cow corner? She's not going to get everything in that position, but she certainly stops the singles.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, they have to stop any run at this stage because the Titans can win this match by just scoring singles so easily.
And I think what it also does is it allows you to have an element of doubt in playing that shot. If you're not 100% certain that that shot is going to go away, I mean, that last delivery we saw would have fallen straight into the paws of an awaiting mid-wicket.
Yeah. Even a mid-on at this stage, try create some doubts, like you said.
Good backward square picking this one up. Samantha Skitter had a better second spell than she did her first. I'm surprised Sonella Jafta's waited this long to get involved in the game. You know, as the national wicketkeeper, you would want a little bit more from her in terms of guiding the team in their quest for victory. On the back foot, up and over the top. They'll call for the second. The throw will come in, but she'll be comfortable in the end. And to my point is that leadership from the national team, that experience that you bring down from the national side. You've got to be more involved. You've got to be more vocal. You've got to be geeing up your teammates. And for me, it's not really been an option from Sonella Jafta, particularly with the repetition as we see another sweep shot into that region.
And the Titans have realized that it's kind of an easy going for them at this stage, and they are so comfortable in taking singles, twos here and there. They are not trying to hit the ball too hard and go for boundaries, because at this stage they are looking for less than 20 runs.
And credit to them for their sensible approach to this chase. At no point did you feel like they were reckless in their approach. 116 now for 3 at the end of 17. So
Yeah.
the final 18 deliveries.
Yeah, what the Titans have done well throughout their innings is that if a certain batter is scoring runs quickly, the other one is willing to play that support role, that anchor role.
Down the leg side, and it'll be wide.
Yeah, we saw when Robin Sill and Annika Bosch were opening the innings. Normally, Robin Sill will play the anchor role, but today she was playing the aggressive role, while Annika Bosch was willing to stay and allow Robin Sill to face
Yes.
most of the strike.
Yes. If one gets away, you know that the perfect foil is there to partner the other.
And that's what the Titans did well today.
Catch! Yes! Jubilation for the Lions. It was a return catch. And certainly the exclamation from Nettleton shows how much that wicket means to her. It's just a chip back to the bowler. Took a good catch. And that is the end of the time at the wicket for Amogelang Mapangula.
Yeah, Nettleton there, cotton ball, Amogelang Mapangula, looking to play that one down the ground, and she was so happy there. Is Nettleton, and
Sabata Class will replace her, and a consolation wicket
yeah, definitely.
with Masabata Class and her proficiency with the bat.
Yeah, Simone Lawrence is still to come in as well. You love to think the Titans have got this. I think they've got this. They should be able to take this one home. Just 16 runs to win now. And Masabata Class, she can hit a long ball. She's got 3 sixes already in this campaign this season. And with their experience, you were talking about Sinalo Jafta's experience assisting the Lions in terms of field placing. I think Masabata Class will be looking to do that here and take the Titans home.
Having a quick look around, the 45 in the ring, just shifting a lot squarer. I would ask the question, where was that 45 when the sweep shots were being
Coming,
played from
yeah.
the other end?
Yeah.
And particularly there was a snare loose one that I thought, surely you've got to rectify that. I suppose it's part of learning as we play. And this one will be a dot ball. Bowling exactly to the field. Good bit of awareness there from the Lions fielders. Just 3 balls remaining in this over from Nettleton. Comes down the wicket and then will get her single. So sensible from Masabata Class just to get off the mark.
Yeah, and give Gandhi Jafta, who's been there, some strike.
Will there be a late reversal of fortune in this game? Some missed time in the sweep there, and that means they'll only get 1 for it. But singles are not going to help the Lions here.
Yeah. The Titans will be so comfortable in taking these singles.
Struck in front, and the umpire is not interested, perhaps pitching outside of the line with a shot off. So, end of the over, a wicket coming from it, but almost too little too late as we end 18 on 119 for 5. For 4, rather.
Yeah, 2 overs to go. 12 balls to go. And they have to score 14 runs to win the match.
Yeah, boundary off the first 2 balls of this over will certainly bring the Titans home. There is hope for a Lions victory here. I wonder if once the score required gets under 10, whether the Lions captain will think about bringing her fielders in. Motorabo got a lot of thoughts racing through her head at the moment. spin to continue. Short, pulled away onto the onside, and they'll gallop through for a single.
Yeah, the Titans have to score a boundary somewhere. Maybe in this over, just to ease things a little bit. You never know. A dot ball and a wicket might halt their run chase.
Class comes down the wicket, leaves that over, and she'll just get one for it. Perhaps she's looking for just a shot that would go a little bit further to the right hand of that long on that's out there. And the Lions family that have come out here, various family members that are supporting, giving their thoughts. This is up in the air. It'll be on the bounce through to Skitter. And she cuts that one off at deep backward square.
Yeah, good encouragement from the Lions fielding side. I think they are starting to smell something here. They've been recently very lot of chatting, lot of clapping from the Lions side.
Down the wicket, and that could have been calamitous for Masabata Class. She tried to come down the wicket, and then in addition to that sweep, which is always a risk, traditionally you'd come down the wicket and perhaps play a straight shot. Dot ball nevertheless. She comes down, that's gone high in there, it'll go over the head of Komotso Rapo. They'll run two here. And a massive risk from Masabata Class. Last ball in the over. And it's been a good one from Landsman.
Yeah, no boundary yet in the over. We spoke about that boundary to ease the pressure from the Titans' point of view.
Again down the wicket, they're going to run two here. And they'll get through comfortably in the end. And crucially for them, Takalani, Jafta will be on strike for the final over.
Yeah, that's important. She has to take this one home. She has faced most delivery. And last six balls rather, they are looking for just
7 runs to win.
Yeah, should be an easy one, isn't it? But you never know.
Should be. T20 cricket can certainly upset the norms of what you expect.
Yeah, a dot ball there, a wicket there, and all of a sudden things changes.
Skitter to bowl the final over, and her final over as well, coalescing nicely. A long period spent on the knee there for Gandhi Jafta. Knowing how much pressure is on her. 7 runs to the over. We're just waiting for the field to be finalized. Long on. Deep mid wicket. Long off. Cover fielder. So, sweepers out on the off and leg side. Long on, long off. Where's the first ball got to be?
She has to go Yorker. Go old-fashioned. Death bowling.
I'd love to see the third that's in the ring go a little bit straighter, a little bit finer if she is going to bowl that Yorker there. Skitter to Jafta. Length ball's helped up on its way. It's in the air. Oh, and it's a spilled catch, but it's not a boundary. It's not a boundary. Yes, it may be a single, but it is not a boundary.
Yeah, it's not a boundary. An opportunity to get the settled Gandhi Jafta out, but the Lions missed that opportunity. And Scooter considered 1 run from the first ball.
Drop chances, 2 of them, perhaps shifting the momentum of the game if they'd gone the other direction. Down the wicket comes Klaas. Hammers it onto the onside and it's stopped. And just get 1 for it. Comes off the bat at the non-strikers in there. Almost like that of Ben Stokes in the 2019 World Cup, but not going nearly as far.
Oh.
And it was also a player in blue at that time.
Yeah.
The barest of margins.
Yeah. That one did hurt the New Zealanders.
Skitter once again to Jafta. Wide, but not wide enough to impress the umpire.
Yeah,
And
we
it'll be a
spoke
dot,
about
vital dot.
Yeah, vital dot ball there. We spoke about the pressure, scored a boundary in the previous over. They couldn't do it at the Titans. Now they are under some pressure here. 3 balls to go, and they are looking for 5 runs.
Yeah, just one boundary would shift this game and bury it. On tenterhooks, on a knife edge. Skitter to Jafta. Dot ball. Crucial for the DP World Lions. 5
Samantha,
from 2.
yeah, Samantha Skute, what a bowling. Gandhi Jafta, Masabata class under pressure. Yeah, 2 balls to go, 5 runs to win the match. And Samantha Skute, the 2 previous balls have been excellent.
Again, a boundary would change the fortunes. A dot would put everything onto Gandhi Jafta. Mind games, chess.
Yeah,
They talk about Test cricket being the chess game, but this is where it all comes down to.
Yeah.
You can feel like you're on top of it, and greatness awaits. Pulled on to the onside. Chase on for long on. She thinks about a second, she's not going to get it. So, a boundary to win the game, 1 ball, and high fives around.
Samantha Skute, what a bowling. We spoke about the Yorker length at the beginning of the over, but she's bowling some very good delivery here, and Gandhi Jafta struggling to score, and the Titans now need 4 runs from the last ball to win the match, and Masabata class will be the better facing the strike. She can hit a long ball. Let's see if Samantha Skute will be able to defend the 4 runs here from the last delivery of the match.
Lions really getting up in the ears now. You can hear the volume. Skitter. 4 runs to win. Down the wicket. It's
Oh!
Can Fulunlo stop it?
Oh!
Gone through the body. And that's 4 runs. Phenomenal victory.
Masabata class, what a shot through extra cover for 4, and the Titans managed to pull this one through. They look dead and buried in this last over. Samantha Skute bowled very well here, but the last ball of the over, a misfield at the extra cover boundary, and the Titans managed to win the match.
Wow. We apologize for the elevation in our voices, but to try and paint a picture to you, down the wicket she came, hit it through the covers. Sunette Fulunlo was covering that boundary. She went, cut it off. It went through the legs, and the Fidelity Titans are jubilant. The Lions will count themselves unlucky. Opportunities gone missing means that this game didn't fall in their favor, but it is a victory at the proverbial home for Fidelity Titans. Handshakes all around, and it is a change of fortune for the Fidelity Titans. 2 wins on the trot. The Lions 2 losses now in this campaign. They'll be upset with themselves. A couple of drop catches here and there, Takalani, and they'll hope to fix it coming out into the next game.
Yeah, the drop catch of Gandhi Jafta with only 7 deliveries or 8 deliveries to go. The Titans, I think, will rule those missed opportunity. But in the end, we have to give credit to the Titans. They've been scoring at a rate of 6 runs to the over from the beginning of the match, and they managed to win this one. And congratulations to the Titans for winning their 2nd match in a row this time around.
It's been a privilege to bring you this CSA Women's T20 encounter, the Trans-Yuxke Derby going the way of Northern Gauteng. From all of us here, Pavan, Takalani, myself, David Midgley, and our wonderful producers and scorers, thank you so much for joining us, and we will see you very shortly